Hi, Dave.
Good evening, Sean.
How's it going?
Yeah, pretty good. You?
Good. I'm okay. I'm pretty excited.
You do sound quite excited.
I'm excited because we're playing Transport Tycoon Deluxe, which is like this game sparks joy in my life. Like it's a special game. So it came out, I think, 1994. I did check before the stream, but correct me if I'm wrong.
Sounds plausible.
Yeah, so that sounds about right. I think I worked out I was 10 or 11 when this came out.
10 or 11.
Yeah, and
nice.
I played this with my best friend, who was my best man at my wedding, and we played this like forever. And just like it's so good. Like I can't, I like genuinely. This is my childhood in a game. So you've not played this, and I think this might explain some things about my personality. I really like even just look at this screen.
Yeah.
Like look at everything that's going on. Like all the I've been sat here, like we've been chatting before the stream, and like just watching these, like watching this, like trains going around doing their stuff. Like, oh man, this just it brings back so many memories.
You did sound calmer than usual.
Yeah.
I think that was obviously helping.
Yeah. So
wait, hold up. Before we go any further, is this the original like 1994 version?
No, it isn't.
Or not?
No.
Okay.
So that's what I was about to say.
Okay, good. Yeah.
So this is an open source project to recreate. I did again. Wow. I read about this, but I've forgotten it. So, Chris Sawyer, who's the guy that made Transport Tycoon and the various other things, he wrote these games in machine code.
Wow.
Right? Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's legit. And at some point, I think possibly this started out as a port to Windows 98.
Okay.
But
98, nice.
Like, so they converted it into C. That you can go onto GitHub and download the repository.
Nice.
But like, and at some point, like, I don't know the history. I didn't read it. It's an open source. It's free. You can go download this right now, for free. Like, it's incredible. I found it maybe 8 years ago. Like, it's a lot older than that. And I promptly had a LAN party game with said best man. So yeah, so like what some things that have been added to this which are kind of cool is like I can click check online content, and like there is just loads of stuff. Look at all this.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, including the Doom soundtrack, which I was very close to downloading, but I didn't. But yeah, right. I think we should get into it.
Okay. Well, do you want to tell us a little bit briefly what the game is and what it's about? Like,
it's probably easier to do that when we start.
When you're playing,
I think, and then you're gonna be you're gonna you can ask questions. Like,
thanks.
So to be like pre-warned.
Yeah.
Like I played this for years when I was like 10, 11. I've forgotten all that.
Okay.
So I a lot of it's coming back to me. I played a little bit the other day, but I'm not necessarily going to be an expert here.
Fair enough. No one comes to our channel for expert gameplay, Sean.
Yeah, well, maybe, yeah.
I think we've established that.
They come for Jurassic Park references. And
exactly.
yeah, so I downloaded a scenario which we load, no load time. Like I clicked and it just, we're there. The game is starting. Right, so look where we are.
We're in Wales.
We're in Wales. So we live around here. There's the M4.
Nice,
so the other great thing about I'm going to pause things actually. The other great thing about this being a kind of open source game is that there's loads of mods and stuff for people. You can download. So yeah, so I downloaded Wales. It's like it's Wales and let's look at the map. Oh no, where's the map? There's the map. So what have we got? We've got Wales and some of England. So Birmingham, Manchester, Oxford. Is that right?
Yeah.
God, my geography isn't very good. I didn't know Oxford was over here.
Yeah.
Like maybe we should get. I should probably go to Oxford. That's not that far away.
It's not that far away.
Yeah,
well, I mean, it's probably a bit further than that. Suggest.
Yeah. Okay. But there you go. I went to university in Aberystwyth, which they've spelt wrong.
Did they? Oh no!
That's spelt wrong, isn't it?
That is spelt wrong. Yeah,
that's bad.
Spelt very wrong.
That's bad. We both went to university in Aberystwyth.
We did. Yes.
Okay, right. So,
or Aberystwyth, as that seems to suggest.
Yeah. Okay, right. Let's get. So, what is Transport Tycoon? You asked.
Yeah.
Transport Tycoon is a game about starting becoming a transport tycoon, like running a company, right? So the first thing we've got to do is we've got to now the music is great, but I'm gonna have to turn it down. It's a little bit distracting when I'm starting to while I'm trying to talk. Right, okay, that's really low. Right, so we need to name our company. Company name.
That's obvious.
Okay, are we gonna do it? Yeah. So we can't call it pill. So pill bug. We can't call it interactive.
Okay.
Pill bug.
Something to do with transport.
Something to do with transport.
Transport Limited.
Okay. Okay, limited. Pillbug Transport Limited. Okay, color scheme. Let's change our color scheme.
It's got to be red, right?
Red, yeah. We're gonna be red. But we can go like this. The standard is red, but it's all. Okay, I need to. Let's turn them all to red. I don't know why it didn't.
Wow, nice.
Oh no! I do need to untick. Okay, right. So I think if I tick those, I can set them individually.
Okay.
Right. So let's change manager name. Are we going? Am I putting my name, or are we making up a?
You can be the Mr. Manager to start.
Okay. Okay, it's me. Okay.
We're starting off as a very valuable company, as someone points out there.
Yeah.
You can buy us for £1.
Yeah. Oh, company value, yes. Even though we have £100,000.
Okay.
So we do have 100. Right.
So
okay.
got money.
Now the most important thing is setting up a face.
An avatar. Yeah.
So are we going for me? I'm just going to keep clicking randomize until we get to a face that we like.
Yikes. Okay.
Do you want to try and make me?
No, I think you can decide on who you want to be represented by, Sean. I think that's fine.
Right. So
give you that choice.
Well, I'm European. I have a mustache. Let's say yes to a mustache. Yes, of course we have glasses.
Yeah, I think
it's a comb over. What?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I'm liking the direction of travel here. You look about as old as this game at this point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what kind of mustache do we want? That one's a good one.
I would. Yes.
All right. Yeah, we want that chin.
Yeah. Oh dear me.
Collar. Oh, definitely. It's some kind of pink shirt there. Tight. Right. Okay. I think this guy looking good, right?
He's looking sharp. I'd give him some money to invest in a company.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. So we want to
honest.
Now first thing we want to do is build our HQ. I'm going to unpause it now.
Okay.
So where are we going to be based? Are we going to be based in Cardiff? Obviously.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
So let's go in the centre of Cardiff. Build HQ. So let's go there. Okay, there's a HQ which I've built with the road coming into another house. Okay.
A good start.
Yeah. So, Transport Tycoon. Tycoon is all about money and like. Okay, right. There's so much. So first, let's start with we're going to start with the easiest, which is a bus service. Okay.
A bus service.
A bus service. Let's get where
start
should we
small
start small? Where do we want to do a bus route? We could
Swansea, presumably, or Barry Island's very nice.
Barry,
get the seasonal tourists.
Okay, let's go. So Barry to Cardiff.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, let's do that. So
there doesn't appear to be a road between Barry and Cardiff.
No, well, we have to build that road. That's what we do. Yeah. So you can see it's 1950.
Oh, is it? Oh, sorry. I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
there probably was a road between Barry and Cardiff in 1950.
Well, I mean, this is like somewhat, So the way the game would normally work is that you would get a random landscape with random towns just dotted around, not connected.
Okay.
And then as you build roads, like this is this freaking game. Right, so you build roads, and then the towns. If you put money into if you build bus services to towns, they grow.
If you build
and then they grow along your. Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
We'll start
anyway,
doing it.
Yeah, I'm just. Okay, so we want to build. So we were saying Cardiff to Barry. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so
let's put Barry Island back on the map.
Yeah, so we've got the UI is pretty wild, but so we've got road construction. I'm going to build. Whereabouts in Cardiff do we want to go? Where do we want to? It's quite dense in here. It's going to struggle to build. Well, the first thing we need is a depot. It makes sense to have the depot near our headquarters, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm going to build that there.
Sense.
There, we've got our depot. So our depot is
sense there.
Where our buses are born.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we want a bus station. So do we have? Yes, we've got the ones. So right. So when we build a station, what's really important? So we throughout the game, we're going to build there's trains, cars, ships, and planes.
Okay.
And the basic thing you do is you build stations, and then certain stations, depending on their catchment area, can accept certain things.
Yeah.
So if we build a bus stop in the centre of Cardiff here, you can see there's this kind of these purple squares.
I see. Yep.
So that's where anyone in that purple square can use the bus stop. So if I do it down here, and it says here accepts what it accepts, so it accepts passengers. Now there might be some places where we can accept post as well, but I can never remember what you need to get the post. That might not happen just yet. So I'm going to put that here so we can get some passengers. I'm actually now going to turn the music up because I can't hear it. The music's kind of good.
So this map, just remind us, because someone's asking in the chat, Sean, this map you downloaded through that kind of online content option thing.
Yeah, so this was a scenario. Yeah, it's just one of the scenarios that you can download in the OTT, the OpenTTD thingy. Was that an answer? Cool. That felt like a really rubbish answer.
Yeah, you can download it from the menu in the main menu.
Basically. So we built our first bus stop, but we will need a second bus stop, right? Because where's the bus going to go?
Yeah.
And we want to build to Barry, you said.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's build our it's lorry station. We want bus station. This music's pretty good. I know you've got it muted, right? But
I have, yeah.
When you get a chance, do a quick unmute so you can hear the music. Let me know if the audio is off, because obviously we've got the music playing and Dave's audio and stuff balancing. It's next level audio stuff. So right, we've got Barry and Cardiff here. So I need to build a road between them, otherwise we're not going to get there. Now, where's the transparency options? Right. So I can make the trees transparent, which is going to help, and then I can build my road.
Yeah.
And then the road building, now it probably seems quite tricky, but back then it kind of worked. So it's not you might expect these kind of games now. You have to click what direction you go. But there we go. So then I'm going to turn this transparency trees back on. But look at all this. The fact there are these windows in here that you just snap around, and I can just have my transparency options just sat there. It's really, this is a special game. So I'm gonna I'll leave my road I'll just leave my road construction there, or maybe I'll put it down the bottom because I use it a lot. So That's like customizable UI in a game from 1994. So anyway, like, okay, so Dave, we have bus stops, but then what do we need with our
buses?
Buses. So now let's build a bus.
Yeah, got that answer right.
So we're going to do a new vehicle. So look at firstly look at the depot menu. So new vehicles, and we have a choice of vehicles here.
Okay.
And then the vehicles tell you how much it costs, speed, running costs, and capacity. This was designed in 1929 and has a lifespan of 12 years. So I'm going to buy one of these guys. You can also just like say we want just ones that do passengers. So Regal Bus, so I'm going to buy that vehicle. Right, and then like here's a window with picture-in-picture.
Okay.
It's following the. So anyway, right. Okay, so we've got our vehicle in our depot. We should probably name, like, to keep track of this. We should probably name it. I can't remember how you rename it.
Okay. I feel like a Kerbal Sean 1-esque.
Well, no, we need to be a bit more. We can't be silly with our names this time. This is going to be the route. Like, what's the like? This is the Cardiff to Barry, right?
Yeah.
Cardiff to
the BC route.
Direct.
Oh, I see. Okay, so you actually being real.
Yeah. This is like, so we now need to give it orders in the schedule.
Okay.
So here is then our orders menu.
Man alive. Okay, so this is quite. You said this would tell me a lot about you as a person. Yes, 100%. The idea that any 13-year-old is excited about setting up a bus timetable.
I said 11, by the way. Just
11-year-old. Sorry.
Okay.
Is mind-boggling to me.
Yeah. So we're going to add a go-to because we're going to go to Cardiff, and then we're going to add a go-to. We're going to go to Barry.
Yeah.
Oh no. I didn't download any AI scripts.
I bet an 11-year-old Sean would have done that.
No, we're going to have to do a pause. Right, okay. Yeah, we need to... Hopefully that will... right, how do I do that? I'm going to save game. Pull by transport, yeah. Good. Okay.
So, I mean, this would be useful for people to see
so check online content. Yeah. So, basically, you've got lots of AIs, and I don't know what AIs to get.
Bus AI.
Bus AI. Like, I didn't realize you had to download AIs, to be perfectly honest. AI library. Oh, no. We don't. So.
Okay. Well, whilst you're doing this, Sean, I'm going to... Someone asked how our design's going. It's going really good at the moment. We've what have we've been doing? We're trying to get what we're calling a vertical slice, or what other people call vertical slice, of the next game together, and that requires, and that's kind of, it requires a lot of different elements of the game to be there, but not the whole game. So I guess it's a way of us being able to check we've got the mechanics that we want, that they're working, that they're interacting correctly, and also that player experience is fun, and that certain things are in place to make the player play the game in a certain way, I suppose, that will feel intuitive and enjoyable and fun. And that we've also were able to commission artwork, which we've done recently from a local artist. We needed to have a greater sense of the vertical slice before we did that. And now we're just working through that process. And I suppose the most recent thing we're doing, which I think was quite a big deal from last week, when we were streaming and maybe answering this kind of question, was that we were really getting involved in how the player is going to move around our vehicle and how that's going to affect the play experience, basically. And that was quite a quite a big deal. Like that was really exciting. We developed quite a few new things for the player to build, and they were in exciting directions. One of which I think I'm okay to say at this point in time is going to be a trampoline, and that's super exciting.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what's super exciting?
You've got a bus.
My bus is moving.
Buses.
If anyone does know anything about the AI thing in Open TTD, then let me know. I think I just downloaded a bunch, so hopefully that will work. So what would normally happen is like AIs would just arrive, like people, other companies will start, and then you get to the point where you can actually buy shares in their companies, even though they're your competitor, and like do hostile takeovers and stuff. Okay, so now we have our bus heading for Barry.
Yeah. Heading for Barry Island.
And this bus shall forever do that, but we have like lots of information about like servicing interval. We can set that.
Yeah.
So
doesn't seem to be making us a lot of money, if I'm honest.
Well, I mean, like the people don't even know anything. Like no one knows that it's here yet. Like there's no one even there's no one waiting here or anything yet. So they need to understand, like,
do you have to do some marketing first?
No, you don't have to. I don't think so. Like I'm pretty sure you don't have to do that.
Okay.
I'm
again, it is a bit like as someone said, it's a bit like Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. Right?
Yes.
Like people will start going to Barry Island on the bus.
So is anyone waiting in Cardiff yet? Yeah. So 78 passengers are waiting in Cardiff.
78.
78 passengers, and like this guy can carry? How many can he carry again?
Well, it looks like 30. Would be my guess.
31. Yeah.
31. Okay.
So there's already we're already simulating Cardiff public transport. So like I mean like what we could do is we could just simply build another one of these buses.
Right. I get the feeling you're about to say but.
Well, there's always a but. Like there was a way I could copy the bus. So I can clone the vehicle. This will buy a copy of a road vehicle. Click this button, then on a road vehicle. Okay. Okay, so Cardiff to Barry direct 2. Start this guy going, and I think that's right. So, do we need any more? Are we gonna be all right with the capacity there?
Well, Well, I mean, always leave them wanting more, right?
Yeah.
Supply demands and all that jazz. So, did you? Sorry, we've got a question from someone who's also keen on like playing Transport Tycoon in their own hometown. So you found that's in a scenario, right?
Yeah. So you go to the online. There's like the bit where you download online stuff, and then just search for Wales.
Or and south of England, or West
I think it was Wales, and I can't remember exactly. At the end of the stream, if you remind me, we can write down the scenario that we used, because it's quite a nice one. I was hoping Rada would be on it, but it's not.
Is the whole of the country covered? Like, is it like? Can you
it depends if people have. Yeah, like there's all sorts. I downloaded a Game of Thrones map as well. Like, nice. it's whatever people have done. Okay. It's all like user created stuff. So we're totally making money.
So we're in the green so far. So like,
are we in the green? Are we in the? Let's look at our graphs. Like, I mean,
we're not in the green. Sorry.
How much are we currently? See, like, you can imagine the 11-year-old me looking at this. So currently, our property maintenance. Oh, no, we are in the green. We're making 857. No, God, we're not. No. Also, we're paying interest on our loan.
Okay, that's bad.
Yeah, so we can. Well, I mean, that's so.
I mean, that's business.
Oh, right. Subsidy offered. First passenger service from Rada to Newtown will attract a year's subsidy. Now, these are really worth doing. Okay. So, and the road is already built.
That is Ryada, not Rada.
Yeah, Ryada. So that's yeah. Yeah, because
that's an important difference. One's a suburb of Cardiff, another one's a town in mid Wales.
And I knew people who lived in Ryada. Ryada? Like,
I say Riada, but that's probably wrong.
I always say Riada. I don't know.
Do you always say it with that slight uplift that you're not
Slightly
sure
confused that I don't really know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. And I learned to drive around here. Like in Aberystwyth, we used to my instructor would bring me up here.
It'd take you all that way to Riada. Wow.
It did never felt. Maybe he didn't. No, maybe I'm not. I don't know. Probably not actually. Yeah. So it was Riada to Newtown. In fact, I drove this the other week when I went to Gruggenog.
Oh yeah, you would have. Yeah.
So this is going to be the. So we're going to buy another passenger one. Like this is an easy one. So these subsidies will pop up.
They're like mini missions, right?
Yeah, kind of. They're a really interesting way of giving you direction in a game that is essentially directionless.
Yeah.
How do I change the name again? Name, right. So this is going to be... this may seem like really silly, but like this, like when we have like lots of trains and stuff, you'll want it.
That.
Yeah. So we're gonna go to there. And then we're going to.
It's good advice to anyone who's looking to play this game to start with is to be organised. It will. It was like a payoff in the long run.
Okay, and then we're going to go, and I don't know if we're going to necessarily need 2 here because
population's a lot smaller.
I suppose actually, do you know what? We're not stingy. We're going to build.
Oh, whoa!
What?
We are stingy.
Like, do you not want me to build another one? Like.
Well, I don't. Let's just see if it makes money first.
Okay, fair enough.
We're not providing a community service here, Sean.
Right, a new
We are trying to be a tycoon.
Nantwich to Whitchurch.
Oh, okay.
Where can we... Nantwich. Like... Okay, Nantwich to Whitchurch. That's not far.
No.
Okay, but that's near Cardiff, isn't it? Whitchurch?
I mean, there is a...
Oh, no, there's a Whitchurch... Ah, this is different.
Yeah.
The one downside about doing all these ones is that we're kind of like expanding quite quickly to different areas.
Okay. I was going to say, is there any preference to not do that? Is there a preference to be localized?
There's probably less overhead with like having, which is definitely what my 10-year-old self would be saying. There's probably less overhead with having stuff close together because that you have the one depot.
Okay.
Whereas obviously, like if depots are really far, do we want to do the subsidy or not?
I don't know. It does feel a bit like turning down business.
Yeah, when we don't turn down business here at Pillbug.
Even if it doesn't make us lots of money.
Yeah. There we go. So it was. I'm right in saying it was Whitchurch to Nantwich. Yeah. Okay. I really hope the AIs turn up. I'm hoping that's.
So, I mean, I am really interested. Obviously, last week's stream had its own technical difficulties, but one of the things that you asked was like, are you enjoying what you're doing? What's the point of the game? And, are you, do you think that's enjoyable kind of thing? Like, I can't remember exactly the way you phrased it, but it was along those lines.
Yeah.
How on earth do you ask that question of a game that is basically this plus dinosaurs?
Oh, but it's so. But then you've got to think about
quite a difference there.
There is a huge difference, though, right?
Well, you were very cold to Jurassic Park Evolution. I thought.
No, but that's because I was having technical issues. Like I think we should. What did I just do? I copied it.
Oh, we got 2 buses.
We got 2, but
they're lucky people.
Yeah. Okay. So right.
Can we sell it? Can we sell it at a later date?
Right. I need to concentrate. Let me. Right. Okay. Right. I'm going to set this one down to get the subsidy.
I guess at least when you screw up.
Whitchurch road vehicle. It says *5. I don't believe. Does it mean I've got 5?
5 buses on the road?
Yeah,
maybe?
There must be a way of selling. Drag a road vehicle here to sell it.
Okay.
Oh, that's my 5th. I see. So, right. Okay.
Oh, it just went.
What did? Oh,
just said.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, there's a bus then.
Yeah, there's a bus.
Toot.
Yeah, no, I think we should do Jurassic Park again, maybe, because I was having issues like Discord, like it was like the perfect storm, like you said.
Yeah.
You know, you should have said the magic word.
But at the same time, so like, why is it the level of detail that get like the fact that you come up with a bus timetable? Like, is that what?
I think
what
so.
gets
I
you-
think it's
gets you
like I
excited?
think the bus 130 passengers. What are we doing? Right, we need to get another one of these guys.
Yes, funny enough, Cardiff is a popular area.
Yeah, what about?
And
so
there's a beach
only
of Barry,
six. So there is some interesting things that go. Well, I say interesting. So like the way the model works. The way the model works means that it doesn't people aren't necessarily getting into Cardiff because they want to go to Barry. They're just getting into Cardiff because there's like so many people around Cardiff. They're all just waiting at the bus stop with no idea where they want to go.
Oh, okay.
So we just have to get rid of them. Like,
okay.
So
where can we bust them to?
Yeah, that's the question. So where's our next? I think we should.
Swansea.
Yeah, Newport or Swansea. Where do we want to go? Do we want to go to? Well, Newport, the road's already there.
Yeah, let's
The
do
road's
Newport.
already-
Bigger.
Yeah, okay. So let's go to. So we're going to just make a bus stop. So this is what's. So we can do a. That's a lorry. We want a bus. Yeah. Let's go there. Right. So we'll create a new bus route. So we're going to create a new bus. New vehicles. Buy vehicle. And then. Right. Blah, blah, blah. What we could. So. We could go Barry, Cardiff, Newport, or we could just go to Cardiff, Barry. What I would probably do is do one that's Cardiff, Barry. Sorry, so Cardiff, Newport, and then maybe one that goes Barry, Cardiff, Newport.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like, I don't know what do we think is the most efficient way of doing? Like,
so I guess in real life you just have to change buses most of the time, right?
Yeah,
like, that's what I spend my life doing in Cardiff, is changing buses there. But
okay.
I suppose if you're feeling flush, you could do a one service that does all three in once, I suppose.
Go to. But actually, maybe it is more efficient to do what you just said.
Well, it definitely requires fewer buses.
I'm gonna copy. So I'm gonna. Right, we want to copy this one as well. So I'm gonna set this one going. And then. Clone vehicle, this guy. So we've got Cardiff to Newport 2. I'm going to wait until this one is in Newport, or at least halfway towards Newport. Then I'm going to start this one going.
Okay.
Right? Because then,
sense.
I want, we want this kind of
continual flow.
We don't want all the buses to just turn up at once.
No. I mean, that that is inevitable, obviously.
Yeah.
But so. I mean, there's some kind of interesting. Maybe this isn't quite as extreme as this. I don't know, but there's some interesting occasional backlash against games that are basically like having a second job.
Yeah.
Right. So this is definitely in that category. You are essentially like, and so what I'm really intrigued at is why did Sean not become a transport tycoon?
Yeah.
And B, why does Sean, who's got a full-time job, enjoy playing a game with basically being upper management for a transport network?
I don't know.
Yeah. And actually, I appreciate that sounded like I was mocking, but I wasn't. I was...
Yeah.
Because I am intrigued by this element of gaming, partly simulation, obviously, but also like I know we say never mention World of Warcraft on our stream because we do it too much. At least I say that.
I'm okay for it. Yeah.
Yeah, you are. One of the things I enjoyed most about that was playing the equivalent of the stock market in World of Warcraft. And I spent hours accumulating wealth
Yeah.
with no real particular interest in how that wealth was then spent or used. But the accumulation of the wealth was the excitement.
Yeah.
And I walked away from that after walking away from that experience, thinking, I really enjoyed that. Why on earth did I not do that in real life? And there are some obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But, you know, for a start, the user interface isn't as nice.
Yeah.
But I am intrigued by that element of game playing. Of like, I could like, and I've got another example is a friend who's actually watching the stream right now. I remember watching him play Red Dead Redemption. I think I've said this to you before. And he was playing horseshoes, right? Like he was just tossing horseshoes. And I was like, there is no way in hell that you and I would go outside right now and, you know, toss some horseshoes around the garden, right? I can find that fun. And yet you are spending half an hour or an hour of your game tossing horseshoes.
Yeah.
Like, isn't that bad? Like, isn't that crazy that we do that?
Yeah.
Like, I totally get the escapism vibe of something like Red Dead Redemption. But like the idea that you would escape in order to then do something that there's no way there's something you would find too boring to do in real life amazes me.
Yeah.
Explain why you're excited by building a bus route between Cardiff and Newport.
Because I'm more excited about building a train. And I need the money to build a train.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
And then I'm really excited about the fact that my train might have 2 trains on it on the same track. And then I have to figure out how to get the signals working so they don't crash with each other. And then eventually I get to build airports. And eventually, seriously, we've only got 1 year. Like,
so what are you going to do with all that wealth? When that comes rolling in, like what is the end game here, Sean?
But you just keep going. You get to the
tycoonery.
I think you go until you get to a certain year and the game ends, and it's like you did this well at your tycooning, and then and then that's it. And it says, "Hey, you probably want to keep going, right?" And then you say yes. One of the running scripts crashed. So I'm gonna reload.
You need some
simple AI started. So that no, there's some AI, like some AI is working. Unnamed has been closed down. So there is definitely like other new. Okay, right.
Okay.
Here we go. Swindon Woods. So like, there's now other companies. We've got other companies going. It's just I think there's some AIs are some AIs I downloaded might be a little bit bugged. But it shouldn't cause any issues. Because I think it just killed off the AI. So then, look, we've got we've got more lines in the graph.
Yeah, great.
Right, because this is, I'm like, we're operating profit. Look, we're like 3,000. That's us.
Is that like that's really a real line? We are.
Yeah, we are actually profiting.
Wow. Newport really picked our company up then.
Yeah.
Right?
Plus, look at how much money we made. Like, we should probably pay off some of our loan. So we made. What was that? Like, oh no, hang on. We lost 20 grand. What?
Yeah, that looks about right.
So where are we losing our money? New vehicle. Oh, we spent so much money. We spent 30 grand on new vehicles.
Oh, new vehicles. So where they go? But they're gonna road income. It's only gonna take 6 more months for that to pay.
Yeah. So maybe we should wait a year and not like. Oh, mail service. Right. From this place to this place, we can't. Can we build more? Like,
Cricketh to Pwllheli.
Yeah, I feel like we need to not. We've kind of built these random. Right, I want to build some industry stuff really, because then okay, so that's passengers, and anyone can do passengers. Flipping heck, 2,000. We need more buses.
But where do they want to go?
They just want to get out of Cardiff.
They just want to leave Cardiff. I mean, we've all been
there. So let's clone a vehicle. We'll clone the Barry service. Start that one, and we'll clone the Newport service as well, shall we?
So you're not starting any new routes. You're just adding vehicles.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's probably cheaper than building like stations and stuff. Right, so the music has got pretty. The music's got crazy. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. There we go. I can still hear it just behind. Right, Dave. Industry. Industry is the bloods of Wales.
It sure is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
and it's a way to make a lot of money.
A lot of money. Right, so this Porthcawl factory.
Yeah. What does it need?
So we can display the shape. Look at the flow charts. So we now clearly you can understand this, right?
Yeah, I mean obviously that's a supply chain.
Boy, this is wow. I was 10 years old when I was playing this, Dave. Okay, so so what we okay.
That's a tycoon noise.
Yeah. So right, so the factory needs livestock and grain.
Yeah.
So the factory's here on our flow chart.
Yeah. That's an abattoir then, right? Like
what? Oh,
what factory needs livestock and grain?
And steel, apparently. So I don't know what they're doing, but so we can get that factory needs all those things to create goods.
Okay, yeah.
And the goods go to houses.
Sure.
Right. We need to get the livestock, so we need to find a farm.
Okay, makes sense.
For the livestock and the grain.
Yeah.
And we also need to find somewhere that's producing steel.
Okay. Well, Porthcawl is probably a good place to look.
Yeah. So. Oh, this might not be a good one to start with. There's a farm up here by Llandovey. What's this? That's a factory. Oh, that's a steel mill. That's a steel mill, and that's a factory. Right.
Boom.
But the steel mill needs iron ore because.
Okay, now we're getting into a Euro game.
Because, this is the thing. It's a whole Euro game because if we're not giving this iron ore, it's not going to be creating steel, which means there's no point us setting up that link there. Where on earth is the... Right, forget though. They're complicated ones, right? We're going to coal mine, display chain, coal to power stations, right? There must be a power station somewhere, right?
Yeah, Cardiff.
That's iron ore. Iron ore to steel mill. Let's go to iron ore to steel mill.
Okay, so we're back on the iron ore plan.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Do we want to make a train?
I mean, you obviously want to make a train.
Oh man, but we have to cross a road.
Well, bridges are a thing.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, someone else is making trains. So let's look at that. Someone's built a train between Merthyr and Brecon. All right. Okay.
That seems a terrible investment. Look, there's barely anyone there.
Okay. Right. So let's do this.
Can we kind of muscle them out of the Cardiff market?
Do you mean what are you talking about?
Well, I don't want. I see that in their competition, right?
Yes, they are.
You have to make sure they're not building a train between.
So
Cardiff.
you're suggesting that we need to build a train here?
Well, they're going to.
Are we going to forget the industry? Are we just going to go passenger service? Are we just going to...
Well, I don't know. Maybe industry is where the big bucks are. That's what you said.
I don't think I said that, but it could be. You could be right.
Okay. No, that's fine. I just got flustered by that other company.
Right, make it. So what are we doing? Are we doing ore? Are we doing ore?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
A lot of money in this stuff, Sean.
And we're going to do it with trains. Are we going to do it with trains?
I don't know. I guess traditionally it has been better on trains.
Okay.
To cut that amount of industrial materials.
So we want to go this way. Number of tracks, just one.
Sure.
Platform length. God, it's going to be expensive. Right. So Merthyr mines. Right. Okay. Yeah. And then we want this accepts iron ore and passengers and mail. So we could actually, if we build this cleverly, if I build it here, we might be able to also use this. If I do it this way. Okay, right. So if I put it here,
Uh-huh.
then we could use this station also. I'm going to put 2 tracks.
Mm-hmm.
So it accepts passengers iron ore and supplies passengers mail and steel.
Okay.
Okay. Right. Okay. So Port Talbot East. Right. So now we need to get. Right. Now this is where it gets serious.
You probably want to go via the coal mine as well, just in case, right?
Well, the coal mine is not going to help us out in this situation.
No, but it might eventually.
Yeah, but not right. Like, let's keep it simple.
Okay.
I'm going to build the track first.
Uh-huh.
So I could just build. So actually, you can build a road crossing, so that's fine.
Okay.
So
do you know how many people die at road crossings every year in the UK?
How many people die in... No. Please let me know.
I'm going to Google it right now.
Okay. Why are you bringing?
Quite a lot.
Why are you being such a downer? That was not so hard. Okay, we want we need a depot.
Here's what I found. The first result is from Wikipedia.
So my phone is.
Is it fat? Is it?
What did my phone just asked? No, forget Matt. I don't know what my phone asked then. Right. Okay. So I'm gonna put some signals. A path signal allows more than one train to enter a signal block. Block signal and one train to be in the same block at any one time. So if I put one, did I just build one? Okay. Yeah. Just to check. Okay. Right, we're making our train. What are we doing? We're going iron ore is what we want. So we've got a train. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. So new vehicle. Look, we've got some like choice now.
Okay.
So we've
I'm
got
still looking into railway deaths.
Can we just like no?
I think you need to be aware of the danger of a level crossing, Sean, and I think we need to be making people aware of the dangers of level crossings.
Yeah.
Especially if you're building some. I mean, because you could have built a bridge then, right?
Yeah, I could have built a bridge.
Built a bridge.
Right. I need to figure out how to add. Right. Right. So we want to build iron ore hopper. 1, 2, 3. What do we do? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So 4. Okay.
Okay.
So then we need to now, and this is where. So this is going to be our. Let's name it.
Sean.
Yeah.
Hope
so
this pays off.
This is going to be iron ore. Or Merthyr to PT. Okay. Right. Okay. So it's going to go to Merthyr Tydfil Mines. And then it's going to go to Port Talbot. And then here, now this is where it gets right. So we can go to Merthyr Tydfil Mines. We're going to full load any cargo. Full load any cargo. Unload all. Unload all. Unload if accepting.
Wow, you have to tell it to do that and everything.
I don't know. I think actually, like, you probably don't need to. Load if available. Okay, so that's... Are you ready for our first train?
I don't know if I'm ready for this train.
Let's turn...
But I hope, I hope so.
So, okay, so it's got to go down here and turn around. So trains get really complicated because they need to kind of turn round in... Like, they can... Yeah, they can't just...
Okay.
You can eventually build them with, like, front and back carriages, and then they don't need to. Okay. So... Look at the train go.
It's very sweet with the little puffs of smoke, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's nice.
How much money do you think we're going to make from this?
I mean, how much do we need to? Like, probably... Like, that cost us about 30,000, I'm estimating.
Yeah. Okay, so what have we got on board? Empty.
That's not going to make much money, Sean.
No, now it's got iron. I think it probably takes a while to...
Okay. So it's got tons of iron ore. Cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So 19 tons. Like this, it just doesn't haven't got any on it yet.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, yeah, I'm trying to compare. I'm like thinking about comparison, something like Factorio.
It's very similar to Factorio, right?
Yeah, but obviously this is Factorio's predecessor, right? Like, this is, we wouldn't have Factorio if we hadn't have had this.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
I think that's the closest thing. Like when I was playing Factorio, I was definitely getting those vibes, right?
Yeah.
So what's interesting here is like if we don't now make sure this factory, this steel mill is selling steel, then it will close down, which means then this won't have anything
to do.
So
you have to be involved in all levels of that industry, really.
Yeah, well, you or another company. So like another company might come down here and like, start doing that.
Okay.
And then I guess you've got this like this overseeing AI that's like, oh, subsidy if you do this.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
There's also things I haven't been paying attention to the news, like there's technology improvements all the time.
Okay.
So new buses will arrive and you can then change your buses. I could have put some more carriages on this train.
Well, I mean, it cost a lot to begin with, so let's see some return on our investment to start
so
with,
let's see what's going to happen. There'll be a cha-ching. 3,000. So I don't, I'm not really sure. Right, I want it sent to the depot. I think I can fit a couple more on, and I think it's worth doing.
Okay.
New vehicles. Is this showing you? I wonder. 3, 4. So how many did we say it was? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can do. You can actually. You're like.
I see what you mean. Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah. So you can actually. They don't have to fit in, but it just takes longer to load because I guess people have to go and walk off the track.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just leave that going. With the proviso that you need to potentially help the steel industry in Port Talbot.
Yeah. So that's like. So didn't we decide this requires steel? So now, right? We should set up like here because it makes sense to do a truck. Because look at where these are. Like, do you think?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Right. So let's.
You don't have to buy track then.
No. So but we can buy it. Like we can get to our depot. Yeah. So right. I'm talking again. But feel free to. I realize I'm just kind of like playing here. I'm trying to vocalize my my decision making. But
no, that's fine.
But what do you think? Like, this is the first time you've kind of seen this, right?
Yeah. Yes, it is. So I mean, obviously, there are clear comparisons to something like Factorio, something like The Sims, City Skylines, etc., etc. Like there are these kind of games, and there is the kind of player that will lose themselves very much in this. I still think, I suppose, I need a little bit more escapism to get me excited. So, which is why I like something like Stellaris, which is probably a relatively close thing to this.
Yeah.
In terms of like actual like what it is. So I'm not like I fully respect these kinds of simulation style games. And I you look at it and you think, okay, by a lot of modern gamer standards, it's a bit, it's old school, obviously, but it kind of looks great. Like, we've really embraced this look as a really a great aesthetic, right? Like, there are games that are desperately trying to recreate this look and feel all the time, right? Like, because people like you want to remember what it's like to be 13. So, like, on every level I can see it's firing on all cylinders, and why it's that kind of game. It's a nice touch. I like that you found the Wales map. That's very cool. I suppose, unlike Factorio, it doesn't feel like it quite has that same ingenuity. Like, I really liked the way that worked.
So yeah, I mean, that's when you will get to that stage when you get like different like trains and stuff.
Okay.
Like, that's definitely on its way for sure. So how much money are we making off this? What's our money situation now? Did we? Oh, what was our total? We're making money so far this year.
Yeah. Well, we've laid down a lot of investment, right?
Yeah. We still have the issue of Cardiff. Like, there are 857 passengers in the bus stop.
Right. We need to.
Whereas Barry's got 2, Newport's got 3. So where do these people want to go? Like, we could now like have a passenger service. Yes. We could make a passenger train that comes down here. The issue is getting a train station into Cardiff.
Tell me about it.
Like, where's the train station going to go?
The positioning of Cardiff's train stations is a travesty. But
but where can we put it here? Like, I mean, without destroying buildings,
destroying people's lives.
Yeah, and you can do that. Like, I mean, we could just cut. That would actually make sense, right? To just completely cut this down here and get. We could do that.
But I don't want a train going past our offices every day, Sean.
but we would look out with the feeling like, that's our train.
We own
that's
that.
Our train.
We own this town.
We own this train. So platform length 5.
Wow, you're just going to knock down a bunch of buildings.
We could do. I mean, like, do we want to do that?
Oofed. Is that really the best location? Like, does location matter?
Yes, because like, if we can try and build it close enough to join it with the Cardiff bus station, so it's the same station.
Transport hub.
Yeah, it's a transport hub in the centre, like, and the catchment area, right? So I'm pointing at the bloody screen. You can't see that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Okay.
But the catchment area, like, I'm gonna left click and see what happens. I need to remove the roads first. So, but that's going to cost a lot to just destroy.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like,
that's what they're doing to the centre of Cardiff right now, and it's really expensive.
Not. Oh, that cost $1,000. You see.
Ooh.
It doesn't tell me what it's going to cost before I click it. I don't like that. I mean, like, that's a huge. Yeah, maybe we don't do that.
I mean, you've started now.
Yeah, I've started now, but like, is it going to cost? Like, am I letting go of this? I don't think I've got a choice. I don't know how to cancel this.
Whoa! Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. Yeah. I know. Okay.
Oh, no, Cardiff Local Authority refuses.
Oh no.
Okay, but we can. So we can
make a smaller train there, right?
We can make a Cardiff Local Authority refuses. Oh, bloody councillors.
Can you not make a train station over the bridge, over the Leopard?
We could have like a platform length of 4.
Yeah.
There we go. Barry East. Yeah. So that's actually in Barry rather than Cardiff.
Classic.
Yeah, but okay, let's do. So we're going to do a passenger train here, right? That's what we said.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then we're gonna. Right. So how do we do this? Bridges are expensive, so we're not gonna like this idea of bridges. Like, people just cannot walk out in front of trains. Like,
dude, I mean, it happens.
I know. Yeah, I know. So Yeah. You brought it up, not
Yeah,
me.
I know, and it hasn't even happened to me personally. Like, as in, I haven't been personally affected by this. So apologies if anyone on the stream has. But there was a whole campaign not that long ago about trying to get people aware of the dangers of crossings.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's real deal.
Um,
Trains do not mess around, people.
Nope. I'm going to put that there, and hopefully this means there's not going to be any... I'm going to put a basic signal there.
I feel like this Tycoon short cuts a few corners. It's a bit of a wheeler dealer. It's that moustache.
Okay. Okay. But this is where it gets good, right? So trying to figure out where to build these massive train lines. Then it becomes a model train set, right? This is now.
Yeah, that's very true. Although a lot of people really enjoy the physicality of the set, so
yeah. Okay. Well, we're going to come down here then. So I want to get this one's going to go to Newport. I think we have a platform that goes to Newport.
Okay,
that's the idea. Yeah, it's hard to kind of like how to vocalize what I'm doing now. I'm just trying to get across the motorway.
Yeah, I see.
Like,
you cannot just like level crossing on a motorway.
Of course,
that's not okay.
Oh no, we literally can't. We literally can't.
Yeah, like it won't let you. I'm glad it won't let you. Build a bridge, you cheapskate.
Let's go.
Choose which one.
Yeah. So they're different speeds, like depending on.
Okay.
So
yeah.
Right. Okay. There we go. So we're going for a mid-range. So it's going up here. Right, and then we can just go. And of course, like when you build these, the longer straights, like the quicker train you can like.
Yeah.
You need to think about that. So
It's quite an extreme bend in one of them, though.
That'll be fine. 1, 2. So I think we had that was a 4 station, wasn't it? So we're going to go new vehicles. It's going to be our fastest one. By vehicle, passenger carriage. I think these can both take mail.
Whoa, that cost 23 grand.
Yeah, let's have a mail vehicle, passenger carriage.
Trains expensive. Who'd have thunked it?
Yeah, I know. So this is going to be Barry to Port Talbot, right?
Yeah.
Name.
So there's a lot of people who want to go that way.
We go back as well.
What, both ways?
Yeah. We that is possible. So the route then. Right, route go to there. I suppose the thing you you'll find that you'll do your amazing train, and then you'll realize they can't actually go anywhere. There's no way of getting
right now.
No, I think I've just it's the signaling. I think it's waiting.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Then now it can come out. And so, if you're not efficient with your signaling, you get that situation where they don't really need to stop for each other.
Nice.
And signaling gets super complex. Really, really complex. So there's currently no passengers waiting there because I guess there hasn't been a passenger service.
Fair. We got to let word get around. So is this going to help our people want to get out of Cardiff problem?
No. I mean, what we could
do.
So what we can do is we could do this. So we could actually do the thing you were saying.
Yeah.
Where we have a bus stop on our train station. Right. So then we'll set a new bus, new vehicle. It's going to be passengers. Right, we're buying that. And then we're going to call that Cardiff Central to Barry train station. Train,
okay.
just like train 1. Okay, that'll do. And then go to Cardiff, go to Barry. And because there's so many passengers there, I'm going to clone it.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then that should take those passengers to there, and there'll be people flipping out. There's 191 people there already. So is this full? 5 passengers. So it'll be the other way is where it gets busy.
The other way, yeah.
Yeah. But things like people pay, you get more money if, like, depending on the journey time.
Okay.
So shorter the journey, you get a bit more money, I think. Like the first game. Oh no, this guy's broken down already.
I did notice someone doing that on the M4.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
Presumably, you don't have to micromanage that. Oh no.
Profit this year minus 159.
The Pataba steel thing.
Yeah.
What? Which one's that? Oh, the train.
No,
well,
this is the Port Albert people that are like, oh, I just realised there's something wrong with this route.
Oh my good lord, Sean. Yeah, okay.
It's going all the way. Where do they go?
Where are they stopping?
How are they? We have to. Right, we have to follow this guy. Where is he going? Right, so he
loads up there.
He loads up there,
and then goes. And then goes in waving distance of his final destination.
And then continues down here. And continues down here. And continues down here. And goes down here. Down here, down here. Back here. Up here. Up here. Up here. Up here.
Import end. This guy needs a stat
and then
nav.
has to come all the way back here. Okay, yeah, because...
Is there not, like, I could have sworn, like, it looks like by the... I'm pointing
it looks like you could turn...
Yeah, there, right there. Right there.
But is there not a turn point there? Is that the problem? Yeah, it's here. There's no turn point. Right, so let's...
Oh, and then he has to go all the way back around.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. One-way roads can't have junctions, it says.
But that's a junction.
That's a junction.
So can we... Right, so we can do this.
You can blow up the M4. Wow, brutal.
Right, so now... Yes! Okay, that might actually start making money.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, how are we doing? Okay, there's passengers there. Is this making money? Is there money coming in everywhere?
I mean, the bus routes are steady earners.
There's someone doing well. Oh, look at all the other... Bloody hell.
Oh, well, wow, that AI went bananas.
Yeah, we've got airports all over the place.
Is it because they're not having to explain their decisions to a stream?
Yeah, that must be exactly what it is. But God, look at this guy builds the train. Like, we need to get into Newport.
I think the gig is up, dude. I think we're already way too.
Yeah.
And we're about to get swallowed by a bigger company.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what are your thoughts? Like, you're gonna have to. Like, I could just keep going. Like, I'm gonna just like, you
keep playing for a little bit longer. But what are my thoughts? So I can see that it was hugely influential, not just to you, but to a lot of different people, and influenced, like, set the stage for a lot of different games. And the complexity involved is impressive, to say the least, in what's going on here. Mm-hmm. In terms of how useful it is for us,
yeah,
thinking about it now, I'm not that sure, like, of what let me try and articulate this. I think we made a few key decisions of late in the last maybe 3 to 4 months, which have made our next game design very different from this.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of interesting because I think some of the games we've brought to the stream, the development stream, have been more in line with this. Like the obvious one being Factorio, but also like the Jurassic World Evolution one. And I think we're perhaps not being. It's not that we're being disingenuous by bringing them, but I just think they are very different to what we're actually making.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't thinking about that when I bought this game. Like this is, yeah.
This is just a childhood.
But you say that there's still part of it about the building a vehicle. I
think that's very different.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think where there was something I thought of earlier that I was like, oh, I kind of see. There's elements of our original design, but then we're kind of moving away from that.
We have, yeah.
Like, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah.
I'm doing a Cardiff to Swansea, by the way. Just
nice. Are you not going to be able to piggyback the same bridge? I guess that would be really inefficient.
Well, yeah, that probably wouldn't work great.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, I think actually kind of we obviously you really like this kind of game, and I dig that, and I can see why. I can see why someone would really, really like this kind of game. As I think I've said before on the stream, I too like elements of these kinds of games, but I need a little bit extra. I think I mentioned one that was about ancient Greece. I've mentioned Stellaris, and then you got Jurassic World Evolution. So obviously I need something that's a bit more escapism, I suppose.
Yeah.
To get me excited.
Yeah, I can't tell you what it is about this that like grabs me. But it's the same. It was the same as Factorio.
Yeah.
Like it was exactly the same. Like, what is it about that game what's compelling about that?
I can kind of dig that. I found myself kind of keen to go back to our Factorio world.
Yeah,
at some point.
Yeah, definitely. And like this, in my head, this would be one that would work for a couple. Like, I would love to. Like, we've not even I've not even scratched the surface, but not suggesting that we do need to do that. But it's. I'm just enjoying playing it, right? Like I love this game. Right.
So interesting as well. What about fail state? Because that's something we've talked.
I mean, fail state is bankruptcy.
Okay.
That's the thing. Is it worth maybe talk? Like I've been like I've completely. I don't know if you've noticed. I don't know. Like I feel like this stream hasn't happened. I've been zoned out just playing this. So
talked about stuff.
Yeah. So what have we talked about? What's going on? What's like? Because why is that? That's a big discussion we've been having. I mean, is that worth discussing? Like what we've been talking about in context of our game?
Sure. So I mean, our game, as I said, still in very early development, and building towards this vertical slice. That's kind of a part of the game, not the entirety of the game, and but even so, it. Excuse me. It flags up some interesting questions and decisions that you have to make about whatever you're making from an earlier standpoint than you might necessarily realize. And one of those, and this sounds perhaps obvious when you say it out loud, is what happens when the player gets to the end of your game. So in a sense, like we've had people ask of games we've been playing is like, what's the goal, right? Like, what is the goal?
I think that's
game?
Yeah.
What are you trying to do? What are you trying to achieve? And a kind of subsidiary question to that is, how do you tell the player that they've done that, and have they done that?
Or how are you telling the player that they're doing that right now?
Yeah.
How do I know I'm not getting bankrupt? I've got this, and I kind of every year I've lost money.
Yeah. And
that's because I keep buying stuff.
Yeah. Interestingly, here as well, you can kind of compare your your transport empire with other people, the AI's transport,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so that's not going as well as some companies. So you have some kind of user feedback to how it's going.
Yeah.
And something we've been tossing around with the idea around for quite a while is it something that's time related in our game? So obviously there's we played 80 days on the stream not that long ago, and there's that concept of like, you know, you got to get around the world in 80 days to win a wager or to achieve something or whatever. But what we didn't want is for you to play the game for how many hours, be told, you didn't make it.
Yeah.
You know, that didn't seem like a particularly satisfactory experience. So, like for this, you know, like if you were just to suddenly go bankrupt,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's not quite the same. It's not the same. It's
It's not because
important.
like you feel more in control of like that.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Yes.
Like, so what like gets interesting now, where I can look at this year, I'm making profit. So should I use it to pay off some of my loan? Then I'll have less because I'm losing 2,000 a year on interest. And it gets really like. I mean, I honestly, when I was 10, I was looking at those numbers and really trying to figure it out. Like, believe it or not, like trying to figure out like I can afford this. Because you might be playing this, like you go from 19, like we've gone, like, you know, what we've been playing
4 years.
4 years, like, and you end up in 2000s and stuff, like, you know, it like, yeah,
and you would hate to be told at the end of, you lost.
Well, no, it's not, but no, because it's about how long you survived. How long can your company survive?
Well, fair enough.
That was like it because that happened, right? I would have played this game and you get to the point where you lose, but then you reload a save, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But then, so I suppose like one big element then is the lack of narrative, right? There's no endpoint story here.
Yeah.
So in that case, yeah, you can go on something like this and play for as long as you want. For as long as it maintains your interest.
Yeah.
The game's not going to go, oh, by the way, you've reached the end point of the game. If the fail state is only going bankrupt.
Yeah.
So we were, I mean, our way around like of thinking about it is there are a couple of ideas and options. One is to get rid of this kind of idea of its time and add in an antagonist, so someone you are trying to race across. For instance, America, or Europe, or whatever, Wales, and then you can be like, right, you know, you didn't beat them here, you didn't beat them to that point, or like, yes, you did beat them to wherever you were trying to get to, which at least gives a sense of why you may have failed and what you, right, like, it's not. It's still a fail state, though, right? Like, at the end of the day. And you have to hope that... Like, there's certain design decisions and elements that we have been looking at that will make that slightly tricky, I think. But we'll have to see. That's something we're working out right now. It's like, what do we want that final experience to be? And I think we're kind of falling on the side of... we want the player, however they've decided to play this first chapter of the game, to kind of be happy with how they've finished, regardless of whether or not it's ideal.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to be a perfect game.
Well, like I would say, like you look at this like look at what I'm playing right now. Like so. I'm definitely not winning. Like, look at that. Like, I'm definitely, but I'm happy.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying it.
I I think it's partly because the game's not telling you you're not winning, right? Like it's not saying, "Ha, you're not winning."
But I did feel a bit bad that this Port Talbot transfer has just turned up, and there's now a barrier, like this train. So what ends up happening is that the AI will build stuff, and it kind of almost gets in your way.
Yeah, I can believe that. Like, that's a complicated set of trains track.
Yeah, has this guy ever actually made it back? Have I screwed something up? I'm sure, like, you can definitely get there.
So that's something we're playing around with.
Yeah.
And thinking about. But yeah, I think there's a few other bits and bobs that we're looking at. As I said, panel, like what we're calling panel design, that's something that we're looking at the moment.
It's really hard to kind of talk about this game in such an abstract sense, right? Because like we've not really announced it properly.
No.
So I wonder if people.
So
know.
I suppose, like I guess what I'm talking about, it's content design, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's essentially what it is.
Yeah.
The mechanics are pretty much in place for the vertical slice. We just need to make sure that the play experience of it is fun enough to then show to other people, basically, right? That's the kind of the plan while we're waiting on art.
Yeah.
I
want to see if this train is actually working.
We've had some quite exciting like leaps forward in the last couple of weeks with that content design. So I'm looking forward to getting that implemented and getting it played and tested, and I think that's going to be lots of fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to sharing. So like we've made a few videos for our Patreon subscribers, to kind of like going through the prototypes. There'll be one more this Friday, right?
I think we got two more that we have been edited and will need to be scheduled. So.
I think we're probably getting enough prototypes now to make the next one, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Especially like there'll be some big changes.
Yes. Which is cool. So if you want to check those out, do head over to our Patreon, or just head over to pillbug.zone for all your Pillbug information.
Yeah, I just want to see if this gets into this train station, and then I think we'll call it here. But yeah. So this is like, oh man, this game. Like I genuinely like I did not like I'm completely. The reason I'm struggling to talk now is because like I've been playing this quite focused on this. This is great. Like it's a great game. It's a fantastic game. It's like I realized, like some people ask. I think Supernova asked like, maybe Supernova. Lone Wolf. Someone asked like, what was the game that made you become a game designer?
Okay.
Really, it's this. Like if like I always struggle to answer that question, but like now I realize that this is that game.
This is
that game, and it's a weird. It's like it's barely a game. Like,
nice.
Is it a game?
Yeah, it is.
But it explains explains why the first commercial game was Intelligent Design, right? It was like a sandbox thing, and I do think like our next game is not gonna it's gonna end up feeling a bit like an action game or a platformer, but underneath on the core are these kind of management ideas. It's almost it's got that incremental feel to it.
Sure.
It's like look at Cardiff now. It's 13,000 people, right? Because we've built these things in here because of what we've done. This number's going up, and you can see it. Look at that compared to the start of the stream.
Yeah.
Like it's growing.
How many? Can you see how many Barry's up to? Because I've had a greater sense of.
Not so much. But we've built like.
So have you sucked people out of Barry and into Cardiff?
Potentially, I don't know.
That's interesting.
But this is Barry East, so they're counting this as Barry. So it might just be that houses can't grow, and like what I love is when like the towns, like whatever algorithm they've got working to grow. The towns grows along your roads. It's just like it's so good, so good. I did like so there's multiplayer as well, which is interesting. I did think about maybe Maybe 1 week we could even like either you could download it. The problem is I figured if we were both playing, we wouldn't be talking to each other. No, but we could also like maybe do a like. There are a couple of people on our Discord who are playing it. We could they could maybe jump in.
That sounds nice.
Maybe a nice thing to. And it's really like good drop in, drop out as well. It's like you just set up a server and it's pretty chill. No, this game's great. Cool. So, yeah.
Well, nice. Thank you for sharing that with Sean. That was like a nice window into a 10-year-old Sean.
Into my soul. Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks everyone for hanging out.
Cheers, everyone, and we'll see you next week.
Catch you later.